Hey guys, this is Elias with Softfly, and in this video I'm going to show you how to import metabox custom fields using a CSV file and WPL import. Now the first step is to get our file, and we have several options for that, but I'm going to choose to upload a file directly from my computer. Cool. Now that we get our file, I need to decide whether I want to create new items or update existing ones. Now you can of course create new items with this existing items import. But if you want to update some of the restaurants you already have in your site, or maybe other post types, maybe products or whatever, it's best if you use the existing items import, right? Now in this case, I don't have any restaurants here, as you can see. So I'm going to choose new items. And from this pull down, I'm going to select the post type I want to import, which is, in this case, restaurants, right? So I'm going to continue to step 2 because I have everything ready here. All right, and WPL import says it's detecting 1200 gross, which is 1200 restaurants. And I have my file right here, as you can see. So if I click here on this column, you will see that we have 1201 restaurants, and that one is the header row. So we have 1200 restaurants. So this number is correct. And this is the data we're going to import. And we have all of these fields created here in metabox. I'm going to show you real quick. We have here our restaurant info field group, and here we have some tabs with the location, details, media, menu, and reviews. And inside of those tabs, we have a bunch of data. Let me show you how this looks here. All right, here we go. We have our map address and some other text fields. Here we have some ratings in a radio format. Then we have some checkbox. This is a time picker, this one too. This is a date picker. This one is a select field, text. Here we have a gallery, which actually Metabox doesn't have a gallery field. But you can use this image advance field and it will work the same way, all right? Then we have this radio field, text field. This is a repeater field, which in Metabox it's called cloneable group. And then we have here on the reviews tab, we have another repeater, meaning another clonable group, all right? And inside of that clonable group, we have 3 subfields, right? So let's get our file imported by clicking here on the continue to step 3 button, all right? And here we're gonna drag and drop the elements like this into the fields we want those elements to go. Now this is going to be the title, and this it's going to be the description. Now WPL import will limit you to use a specific file name or structure or whatever. Just drag and drop whatever elements into whatever fields you want those elements to go. Now here, scrolling down a little bit, we have the images section. So we have here our feature image. So I'm going to drag and drop that here, right? And I don't want to include here the gallery because we do have a specific field for gallery, which I showed you before, this image advanced one right here. So we have our Metabox add-on, and here all of the fields that we created in Metabox are going to be shown. So we're going to use the gallery field right there, right? So this feature image, let's just preview to make sure it works for us. Right, here we have a little preview, and if I click here on this front test button, WPL import will attempt to download this image. Now, this has been successful, which is nice, and it's always a good idea to maybe run that test just to make sure that the image is accessible by WPL import. Now, let's click on the dismiss button and continue with the import. I'm gonna leave the settings as they are, but you can hover on these question marks and it will show you a brief description of what this option does. Now this one right here, which says set the first image to the feature image, I'm going to leave it enabled because I want this element to be that featured image of our restaurants, all right? Now scrolling down a little bit, you will find the custom fields section. Now we don't have any custom fields here because all of the fields we created are within Metabox. So I'm going to skip this whole section and I'm going to open up the Metabox add-on section. Now here we have the field group, which is restaurants info. If I enable it, you will see the different fields I created using metabox. Right? So let's start dragging and dropping stuff into them, and I will walk you through the whole process. Now I have here my map address field, which is a text field, and here I have my data. So I'm gonna drag and drop that here. Cool. Then I'm gonna drag and drop the street, country, and then the state. Cool. City, and neighborhood. Cool. Now these are simple text fields, so they are very straightforward, guys. But these ones are a little bit more fun because this is a time picker field, which means that you can select the time using this UI, right? But you can also drag and drop whatever element you have here, for example, this one, all right? And as long as it's a readable time format, it will be recognized by WPL import, which is using the str to time function, and that will convert pretty much any string of text that's, again, readable as a time format. It will convert it and import it, all right? Now, here we have the closing time, which is the same kind of field. Drag and drop the value, like so. Cool. Then I have this date picker, which works exactly the same way. It uses the str to time function. So I can drag and drop here whatever date format, and WPL import will be able to import it just the same, right? Now here for the rating, it's a little bit trickier, guys, because for example, I could select one of the values I created in metabox, which are these stars, but that will mean that if I select this 3 stars element, all of these 1200 restaurants will have 3 stars. And we don't want that because each restaurant has its own rating, right? Some of them are very good, some of them are, well, not so good. So we don't want those great restaurants to have 3 stars, right? We want each restaurant to have its own stars. For example, this one has 5 out of 5. So we can use this option right here that says set with XPath, and that means that we can drag and drop one of these elements right here and import the values dynamically from each record. For example, this one, it's a kind of crappy one. It only has 2 stars. This one right here, slightly better, 3 stars, 3 out of 5. This one, 2 out of 5, and so on and so forth. So there is a slight issue here. With XPath, we can only use the accepted values in some of these fields. Now, I could, of course, create some values with this data, but I don't want that because here in our rating, which is here, here we have a specific value for each one of these star ratings, right? So the way this works is basically you have the value right here, and then you assign the label. So this is what's going to be visible in the front end, right? But this is the value that we need. So we need to import this rating element in the same way. Now, how do we do that, right? Because this, it's in a fraction format, 5 out of 5, 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5, and so on and so forth. So what we can do here, it's very simple. We can use a quick PHP function that I have ready. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of this import template here on step 3, and I'm going to open up the function editor. Now, guys, this function editor is very easily the most powerful feature in WPL import because it will allow you to do, well, what we're going to do, which is run PHP functions and alter your data however you see fit. Now, this function will look for these values, 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5, and whatever, and return a value in the case that finds one of those, right? So, for example, in the case it finds 5 out of 5, it will return 5, which is the value we need here, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, all right? So I'm going to save this function, all right? And then I'm going to copy the name of that function. And I'm going to go here to our rating field. I'm going to open up some brackets. I'm going to paste here the name of my function, open up a parenthesis, close the parenthesis, enclosing the element I want to run that function on, and then I'm gonna close my brackets. This is the structure we're gonna use to run PHP functions. Brackets, name of the function, and then the element we want to run this function on, surrounded by parentheses, and then we close that bracket. So guys, if you want to maybe test and see if this function is working as it should, well, you can do a little trick here. Let's copy all of this, right? And let's go here to our content field. I'm gonna paste that function here, and I'm gonna preview. Now you can see that here we have 5 out of 5, and here we have 5, which means that our function is working. So here we have 2, 2. Here we have 3, 3. Cool. So our function is working. So I'm gonna back up here. It's cool. We have here the description, and I'm gonna leave this as it is. Now again, guys, this is totally optional. You don't need to know what XPath is. You don't need to know PHP. You don't need to run custom functions or whatever. This is just to showcase you that this is possible, and this is something that you can do within WPL import in case you need some data and you don't quite have the same format in your import file, which is quite common. Now, if you're feeling a little bit lost here, you can always go to our website at wplimport.com, then click on the docs menu and go nuts there. We have tons of info, and even in the developer section, we have a bunch of code snippets that you can copy, modify, and use to modify your data here using PHP functions. It's also a great way to learn. If you're not an expert in PHP, you can start there. And if you're feeling a little bit lost there, well, just don't worry and contact our support team. All right, we will be more than happy to help you out, guys. Now, I'm gonna continue with my import, and here, since this is gonna work, I'm gonna sleep easy here and continue here with our cuisine. Now here for the cuisine, we have American, Indian, French, Italian, Mexican, Japanese, Chinese, whatever. So we can, of course, select values directly from here. But again, that will mean that all of these restaurants, all of these 1,200 restaurants will have the same cuisines, and we don't want that, right? Because each one of them has its own values. I don't want to go here to this the like dinner and order some Chinese food because, well, they only serve American food, right? They will say like, hey, yo, we don't serve that here, right? So we want the exact values we need. So again, we're gonna set this with XPath, and of course we can use the value from our import file. However, here we have another issue, and that is we have a word which we don't actually want, which is cuisine, right? We have American, which is good. We have Indian, cool. French, it's good. Then we have French again. Mexican, it's great, because these are the values we have here. Let me show you real quick here. Now here on cuisine, here we have all of these values, and these are the values that we want. We don't want here another element that says cuisine because it's redundant, right? So we can use another cool function here in WPL import, and that function it's called str replace. So WPL import has some built-in functions. You can look them up here in wplimport.com, then click on docs, find import, go to the custom code section, and inline PHP. Right, here it is. Here we have the str replace function, and this is what we're going to use. Now, you don't need to write any custom code to use this function. Also, we have here the if functions. You can use these functions inline, like so, and you don't need to write custom code for them, right? I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So I'm going to open up my bracket. I'm going to type in str replace, right? I'm going to open my parentheses, and I'm going to open a quote mark. Now, this first element within this first quote marks, it's going to be the word we're going to look for in this string, which is cuisine. All right. Now, I'm going to close my quotes, I'm gonna place a comma, and then I'm gonna open up a quote again. This is gonna be the element we're gonna use to replace the first element. Now, since I want to actually delete the cuisine word, because I don't want that, I only want the first word, which is Mexican, French, Italian, American, Chinese, Japanese, or Indian, or whatever cuisine, but without the actual word. Well, I'm gonna just open and close the quotes like this, right? Like so. Cool. So this means nothing. This is blank. This is not even a space. This is just nothing, right? So I'm gonna replace cuisine with nothing. So then I'm gonna close this parenthesis and then close the bracket. Now this function, again, is built into WPL import. So you don't need to write a custom function right here in the function editor like we did before to run this, all right? So let's just leave it like this. And again, guys, if you want to test this, just go here to the content area, paste your function there, hit preview, and there you go. We only have Mexican here, French, Indian, American. It's good. Great, guys. So again, let's leave it like it was. And this will work, and this will work too. Awesome. So let's continue with the import. Here we have our dress code. So again, I could select a value from here, but we do have this element, so I'm just gonna use the one we have in our import file, all right? Cool. Then we have here the chef's name, right here, phone number, and website. Cool, right? So here we go. This is our gallery field. Now, this gallery, it's right here. And as you can see, guys, we have this image URL, and this other image, it's separated with a comma, right? So I'm gonna drag and drop this gallery element right here, and I'm gonna use a comma here. Now, if your import file is using another separator, maybe a semicolon, a pipe, or whatever it's using, you can place that here, and WPL import will use that to separate all of the elements. Now, I'm gonna enable this option that says search through the media library for existing images before importing new images. Now I'm gonna match this by URL, and what this will do is to basically compare each imported image before actually downloading them. And if that image is already in our media library, well, WPL import will use that image from our media library instead of downloading a new one. And this is pretty cool because that will prevent WPL import from creating a bunch of duplicate images, right? And we don't want that because, well, we will clutter our website and our database and make our site slower. So who wants that, right? So I'm gonna leave that enabled, but again, you can choose to just disable it. That's up to you. And this settings I'm gonna leave in Mozilla. Here for the price range, we have this expense element. Now I'm going to show you how this actually looks here in metabox. All right, we have gallery here, and here is price range. So again, here we have the same scenario. We have our value 54321, and then we have these dollar signs to paint a, I don't know, simpler picture of how expensive this restaurant is, or how expensive or affordable this or that restaurant actually is. So in this case, we have the right values we need here on the expense field. So I'm gonna drag and drop that here. Cool, and this will work. Now here for the average price, I want to do something very interesting, which is combine static data with the actual element. Now I'm gonna place here a dollar sign. I'm gonna drag and drop the expense element, and then I'm gonna type in here 0 and over. So if you want to know why I'm doing this, I'm gonna copy this. All right, I'm gonna go here to our testing box, basically. I'm gonna hit preview, and there you go, 20 and over. So this restaurant only has like $2 signs of maybe average dish. We can combine all of this data and create, I don't know, maybe a cool element, or maybe give more info or more comprehensive details about or about whatever data we're importing. So in this case, I'm creating a field that says 20 and over. This one, it's 20 and over. This one, it's a little bit pricier. This is 40 and over, 20 and over again, 20, 20, 50 and over. So there you go. So this restaurant actually isn't that great because the rating is very, it's not good and it's very expensive. So I don't know, maybe they will go broke. I don't know. These are fake restaurants, guys. So if there is a lavender lunch around there, this is fake data, right? Don't worry. So again, I'm gonna Control C over this, all right, to leave it as it was, and that way you know that this fun stuff we're doing here will work. All right. Now here we have the recommended dishes, which we have right here. And I know for a fact that we only have 4 recommended dishes per restaurant. And as you remember, guys, this is the repeater field right here in menu. So I'm gonna import 4 of these repeater groups, right? I know for a fact that all of these restaurants only have 4 recommended dishes, each one of them, right? So I'm gonna use the fixed repeater mode, and I'm gonna add 4 rows right here. All right. Then I'm gonna start dragging and dropping the elements of each one of these rows. For example, we have here the menu name, then the menu description 1, and menu price 1. So this is gonna be our first repeater element. Now the second one, we have it right here, menu name 2, menu description 2, menu price 2, right? And we're gonna do the same with the third. And the fourth one. Cool. Now, guys, you may be wondering, so why these different modes, right? So I'm gonna show you right now, because we have another clonable group here in metabox, and that is a reviews field. Now I'm gonna zoom in right here to show you guys. Here we have this guy, Brian Kelly, and this Brian Kelly is the first element. Then we have Erica Cortez, then Gary Perez. So these guys are separated with a pipe element, as you can see here. So you can see the same format here for the review comments and the review ratings. So this guy, Brian Kelly, wrote this first comment and left a 4-star rating, right? And this Erica Cortez fellow wrote this comment and left a 5-star rating, right? So this is how this is structured. So what's the problem with the fixed repeater mode if we have this kind of structure? Well, let me show you guys another restaurant, which is this first one. There we go. Here we have 4, 5 different reviews, right? And this second one will have 1, 2, 3, 6 different reviews. So this is a variable number of repeating groups in each restaurant. So this fixed repeater mode won't do for us, because if we try to import these reviews using the fixed mode, well, that will mean that 2 of them will be left blank, right? And that's if even it works, because we don't have the same format. So to import this, we're gonna select the variable CSV mode. If you're using a XML file, well, just use this option, right? But for variable CSV, we're gonna choose this. We're gonna select the separator, which in this case is correct because we have a pipe separating these elements. And we're gonna drag and drop these elements in the fields where they are supposed to go. Now this is gonna be a review comment, and for the review rating, again, we can select here, but we're gonna use XPath, drag and drop this like so, and there you go. That's it. I'm gonna enable this ignore blank fields just to be safe. This will ignore some blank fields if they are here in my input file, in case some of them didn't leave a review or whatever. And I'm gonna do the same here with the recommended dishes. Cool. So there you go, guys. We have everything we need here in our metabox add-on section. We even had some fun with a custom PHP function, an inline PHP function. Then we use some combined field with some static data. That's pretty neat. And then we use two different kinds of repeater groups. So this is pretty nice, guys. Let's just continue. And here we have our taxonomy section. And I'm going to enable here the cuisine. And since I don't want to use the same word again, I'm going to scroll down a little bit to our cuisine field, which is right here. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it right here. And it's going to work too. All right, we can use these elements whatever number of times. We can even use multiple elements in a single field. You can do pretty much whatever you want here, guys. WPL import gives you a lot of flexibility, right? All right. So here, booking speed, it's down here, right? And the availability, we have it right here. Cool. So this is pretty much done, guys. We have everything we need. So I'm going to continue to step 4. And here on step 4, I'm going to click on the auto detect button to let WPL import choose the right unique identifier for me. Now, this unique identifier is just a way of WPL import to differentiate each one of these records in my import file. So for example, if I click here on the auto detect button, WPL import shows, in this case, shows name as the unique identifier. So if, for example, this first and the second element were to have the same name, well, WPL import will treat them as the same element, right? As the same restaurant. So it will create the first one, which is good, but the second one, it's gonna update all of the data of this first one, because WPL import says, oh, okay, so there is new data for the same restaurant, right? So I'm gonna update it, and then you will be happy, right? Except we won't, because these two were supposed to be different. So this is how the unique identifier works and why it's very important, right? Now, for the most cases, again, WPL import will just choose the right one for you, but you can also drag and drop here some stuff to make it more unique, right? You can read this, or you can go nuts here in our docs and read more about this. All right, so these options are basically for when you need to rerun this import. So we're gonna just skip all of this, but you can hover on this question mark and it will show you a lot more info of what this options does. You can also click here on this YouTube icon and you will be taken to a YouTube video where we talk a little bit more about these remove or modify restaurants that are no longer present in this import files functionality. Now, okay, guys, if you go here to our website at wplimport.com, here on recurring imports, you will find a lot more info on this. And here we have the delete records section. We have a ton of info here in our documentation. And there is a lot of fun stuff you can learn here. All right. Now, guys, I'm not gonna drag this over too much longer, so I'm just gonna go ahead and continue with the import. Be sure to check out the scheduling options right here in our documentation. It's very cool too. But for now, let's just continue and run this import. Right now, this is gonna take a minute or two while WPL import downloads all of these images. So I'm gonna pause the video here and come back when it's ready. All right, guys, so the import is complete. Let's see how our restaurants came in. And there we go. We have 1,200 restaurants, which is great because this is the number of restaurants we expected. So let's see how this looks in the front end, where we have this beautiful website. And there we go. Here are our restaurants. They are looking real nice. Let's open this one up, see what's going on here. All right, so we have these new buckets launch. The title is here, so it's good. Then we have here our star rating and the custom field we used with combined elements absolutely worked. That's what I wanted to use that one for, so that's great. And if you remember, guys, here we have our dollar signs, which is great because here we have 3, right? And if I open it, we have 30 and over. So this is great. Right, so here open since February 1991. It's good. These are the taxonomies, so this is nice. Description, address, And here we have all of the data, including the gallery, which looks real nice. All right, cool. Then we have our recommended dishes. Cool. How to get there. This is the map address we placed and the reviews. So this is really, really nice, guys. This is really cool. Now, let's see how this looks in the edit restaurant page. All right, so there we go. We have here our cuisine, which is American. That's good. Then the booking speed, tables raised, availability, rare find. That's good. Feature image. There we go. Here we have our metabox fields, which these ones are simple text, pretty straightforward again. Then the details, we have our opening and closing time, which are the time pickers, and the open since date, which is also working. Now here we have our ratings, and as you could remember, guys, we ran a quick PHP function here, and it worked. So this is nice. Then we have our cuisine, which also worked. And then we have our dress code, and all of this data. That's nice. Then we have our media, the gallery that we saw that already. Then the menu, this also worked. It's good. This one worked too. It's great. Here we have our repeater group for the recommended dishes, and they have 4 elements: 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the one we used with the fixed method. All right. Then we have the reviews, same scenario. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this one only have 4, but that's nice because each one of these has the same data that it should. You can see that this guy, Stephen Phelps, thought it was awesome. This restaurant was awesome, so it's a 5-star rating. This one, average food, nothing too special. The ambience is nice though. So this person gave a 3-star rating. So as you can see, the actual comments match the rating, and well, the name we don't know, but that's the data imported correctly. Now, guys, there you have it. This is how you import metabox custom fields using a CSV file, some quick PHP, and some fun with WP all imports. Now, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to learn more about how to import or export other data, maybe with Metabox, ACF, Jet Engine, WooCommerce, or whatever you have here in your WordPress site, just check out the other videos in our channel, check out our docs at wplimport.com, and see you next time.